Hello, how are you guys doing today? This is Brayson, and we are back with the part 5 of the Dutasteride blog series. So, this is the 5th installment of my blog series of Dutasteride and my anecdote. How it's been. It's been 2 years since originally starting at 0.5 milligrams here, and then about a year now for 2.5 milligrams of Dutasteride daily use. And yeah, so today's video is just gonna be a quick update on how it's going, how I've been feeling, my results so far, and just kind of like the anecdote, everything far and in between when it comes to just my experiences with Dutasteride and how it's been going. So yeah, we'll hop right on it. So I've disclosed the dose in past videos on why I use 2.5 milligrams Dutasteride over, finasteride and 0.5 milligram Dutasteride and, even 1 milligram Dutasteride, and why I think it's, the most effective, especially for severe cases of androgenic alopecia like diffuse thinning or DUPA. So I've, because 2.5 milligram Dutasteride seems to crush the most scalp DHT for its dose. Higher doses of Dutasteride don't seem to be as, yes, it crushes more scalp DHT, but, for the price and how much you have to take, it's really not worth it. And I think 2.5 milligram Dutasteride is a pretty good sweet spot for there. Now, 1 milligram Dutasteride still does crush like a good amount of scalp DHT, but not even that much more than 0.5 milligrams of Dutasteride. And same, finasteride, only around 40% scalp crushing of DHT, while, 0.5 milligram Dutasteride is around 50, and then 2.5 is around 80 or 79% there. So that's why I do it, because, well, I have more of a severe case of androgenic alopecia where my hair follicles are more sensitive to androgens. So even the littlest amount of dihydrotestosterone is going to cause diffuse thinning for me. So sadly, yes, I'm kind of gotta have some severe case of androgenic alopecia, and like I've disclosed already, but just wanted to put out there again. I've been using 2.5 milligram Dutasteride daily for about a year. Recently, I have been using it not every day. I've been using it usually every other day or around 4 times a week. The reason why, the main reason is pricing. So Dutasteride in general, and if you don't get it through insurance, and if you don't, have a prescription for it where it's covered by insurance, which can be hard, depends where you live. We won't get into that, but it can be pretty pricey, especially if you have, vendors, when it comes to having 5 different types of vendors, because, you need 5 capsules of 0.5 milligram Dutasteride soft gels to get to the 2.5 milligram dose that you want to take daily. And yes, that can be pricey, like hundreds of dollars pricey, like a month. And yeah, so the reason why, and I stocked up for quite a bit of just 2.5 milligram Dutasteride, so 0.5 milligram Dutasteride soft gels. I just try to get as much stock as I could, and then I can either cut off other suppliers for my Dutasteride. But in general, I've learned that even if I take it every other day and like 4 times a week, I'm still noticing the same results if I took it daily. And like, even so, my hair density is still the same. I haven't noticed any like recession or shedding even. And it's been about 3 or 4 months since I've started doing the every other day of Dutasteride, 2.5 milligrams. And it's really the same exact as when I was doing it daily. So honestly, not the biggest change. So maybe down the line, because there are hair cycles, and your hair goes through shedding phases, and maybe I'll start seeing, maybe a couple months down the line here, oh, my hair's doing worse, and maybe that's because of like, it's every other day. But I really doubt it, because Dutasteride does have a pretty long half-life in general. So I'm not too worried about it, and 2.5 milligrams Dutasteride is pretty powerful. So even people with very sensitive hair follicles, even like every other day, these individuals are probably going to respond pretty well to it. Daily though, I had great results with. So that's why I started with it. 2.5 milligram Dutasteride daily. But it just got extremely pricey, and it's an investment, that's for sure. So if you do have like more severe androgenic alopecia, and you don't want to go the more experimental route, as in like for anti-androgens and stuff like that, and you just want to try out Dutasteride, it's has some great studies on it when it comes to how much scalp DHT it crushes, and you just want to give it a shot, something like 2.5 milligram Dutasteride may be something to look into, or invest into if hair is important to you. Next up, we'll get into here is side effects and what I've been kind of just experiencing. So with time, like I guess with Dutasteride, I didn't notice the most side effects. I think the only one I really noticed was just like libido was not as much as when I was younger, like especially when I was like 18, 19. Now I just feel like I care less. And at times this can be nice because I can focus, more. I do feel like there's also a play of being just more mature in general. It's more sexually mature and knowing how to actually think properly and, not be, like a hormonal animal, of a teenage boy. So that's a part to play in here too. I guess with 2.5 milligrams dutasteride, the only thing really I guess I've noticed is just less care, and it's not like it's gone completely or I've had problems with like actual erection quality and or stuff like that. It's just the fact that like I'm not all the time at like the same baseline of just like through the roof, like just ready to go all the time, like the teenage boy kind of like appeal here. And now I just feel like it's not as intense as it was when I was like 18, but like I said, it could be just like me maturing, but also could be a fact that maybe it's just my aromatase is higher in general at times. And, being leaner too. I'm decently pretty lean, and there are times I don't eat as much in a day. In general, it's not debilitating by any means, and even if it started to become debilitating, which a lot, some people really do have, bad problems when it comes to their libido being crushed by 5-AR inhibitors, as well as just libido problems, ED, stuff like that. So if it comes down to that, which a lot of people do, obviously you should stop the medication, talk to your doctor, or look into other, medications to help either get it up or help with just sexual maturation, as in when it comes to, performing in the bedroom, stuff like that. You definitely should talk to your doctor about, or, if you're going to lower the dose, or you're going to maybe try a different like kind of like hair growth topical on top of that, or hair growth 5-AR inhibitor too. Also an option too, but definitely should talk to your doctor if you're having those side effects. Just for me personally, it's not debilitating by any means, and honestly, at times it is heightened in too. There are times where I've noticed like great libido increases, even like comparatively to when I was like 18, and so it comes down to what your androgen activity is like, and your aromatase activity and how balanced that is. And something like a 5-AR inhibitor may cause a little disturbance in that. So everyone's different when it comes to that, and I guess that's just for me personally. Nothing debilitating, and definitely can work around with, and at times can be nice. So. But yeah, anyways, that's my kind of like anecdotal experience there with side effects. I don't have any other really side effects to note by any means. I mean, I guess people do try to throw in like the brain fog and stuff like that. Those are common side effects, and neurological problems. But no, honestly, I've been doing pretty good on that. Less anxiety, than when I did when I was younger. And also just other like mental things too. Things are just better. I mean, there's so many things that come into play here. Maturing, just being more self-confident in yourself, and just just being healthy too when it comes to your diet, exercising, and stuff like that. And then it comes into a big play on how you feel. So I haven't had any problems really with that in general when it comes to side effects that are correlated with 5-AR use. And I already have a video on why dutasteride doesn't cause neurosteroid deprivation or affects neurosteroids by any means. So yeah, I think that might be it for today's video. I guess, is there anything else I want to throw in here? I guess like ways I manage my side effects if I do have like the libido decrease. Like there are days I just don't care at all. I guess if there are days that like I want to have maybe a little bit more like sexual aggression all day, if I really wanted that, then there are definitely some things to help increase my androgenicity. So for example, I actually kind of want to make a video on this, on what to do to increase your androgenicity, or androgen sensitivity in general, if you are having like problems with using a 5-AR inhibitor affecting just like your balance between your androgenicity and your aromatase activity. So actually, I'm going to make another video about that. So I'll leave it on a cliffhanger, today's video, on what I do to kind of like manage more higher androgens and keeping androgenicity kind of more higher, as well as just keeping your sensitivity up to, and not having, high aromatase activity in general when it comes to, using a 5-AR inhibitor, because that is a common thing that occurs with people who use, finasteride, dutasteride in general. So yeah, anyways, I think that is going to wrap up today's video, kind of a short one here on just kind of my anecdote with dutasteride, 2.5 milligrams daily and every other day, and just kind of the 5th installment of the blog series here of Dutasteride. So if you guys enjoyed, feel free to leave a like if I am missing out on anything, or you guys want to add any feedback. Your anecdotes, questions, stuff like that, feel free to leave in the comments down below. And yeah, anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.